Yeah. Heck, man. Freaking pickers ain't got nothing on me, man.
Well, I'd say back again, but this is the first time I really willingly did this, so here I am, Idaho Hillbilly's son. I picked up this Garrett Ace 200 metal detector today off of Craigslist for 65 bucks and decided to mess around the property and do a little bit of digging and see what I could find. And I've been finding some pretty neat stuff. Nothing worth a bunch of money or anything, but I got a horseshoe and some cool glass and some square bolts and stuff in the bucket already, and thought I'd bring you guys along to see what else we could find. Well, it looks like it's raining this iron, so let's go get the shovel and dig it up. So it appears I got something in my hand here from that hole that I showed you guys. I'm not sure what it is. It looks like a handful of weeds to me. But I'll get this camera set up in a way that hopefully we can see it together here. Oh. Looks like I dropped it. Oh. There it is. A nice piece of wire or maybe a little nail. Sounds like it's beeping as iron, maybe tin. What we got there? That's definitely what it was. Let's take that back in and clean it up and see if we can figure out what it is. Maybe one of you guys know. Didn't go but maybe 3 feet and got another iron reading. Sitting about 4 inches down, reading his iron. So let's dig it up and see. I just set my metal detector down beside my hole and it looks like I got something else about 2 feet away. So we'll finish digging on this one and see what that other beep is. Well, I'm giving up on this hole. I seem to have lost whatever it was. Well, I'll move you right over to this hole because it seems to be a little bit more promising. Bring a little higher than iron. Not quite sure what it is. Looks like we hit something big. Gonna dig it out and see what it is. Maybe a sign. Not sure. Say a sign because it looks like it was nailed on to something. Size of a license plate. I don't know. We'll bring it back and take a closer look.
Hey man. Hello all my junkers out there. You can get in the frame. I was pretty proud of my boy. Went out there and was trying to coax me out there. It is hot up here today. And he just went and picked up that smoking deal on that metal detector. Now I want to upgrade too. We got to get Miss Kitty one and then Shaney one so that we all four have one. And then we used to really be into the metal detecting and stuff, and just wasn't doing it. So we both ended up. Actually, I gave mine to my other one to traded it to Cara because her and Kevin was going out, and then he wasn't doing it. And he had a whites and ended up selling it and the pinpointer. And if you're in the metal detector, you got to have a pinpointer. So we just went in halves on a pinpointer to see if it's, because it's a cheaper one, it's not a name brand one, but we're going to see if it works, then we'll order another one and stuff. But anyway, we're going to look at some of the stuff that he found out there, man. It's pretty interesting. Show it, man.
Alright, I think this was the coolest thing I found.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
I don't know what it is, but it's pretty cool.
It's got gears on the bottom, and then it's got gears under that bolt, which like that bolt screws almost like an adjustment. So if anybody knows what that is, man, tell us. That's pretty cool. Pretty dang cool.
Then what we're calling a sign.
Yep, it was definitely a sign nailed to the thing, and it is actually, we were wishing it had embossed writing, but there's an embossed line that went around it, so basically it's a piece of tin. A piece of rusty tin.
This piece of an old wagon.
Yeah, could be.
Dad thinks it's from a ground.
Yeah, I think it might be an old ground or something, but
it's got square bolts.
Yep.
A horseshoe. Yep. Half of a horseshoe.
And what you gonna do with that horseshoe?
We're gonna pound it out and make a knife and put it on eBay.
Yeah, there you go. That's what we like to do with a lot of the rusty gold.
And some kind of bracket. Yep. Looks like it might have been hand forged.
I think this is actually like part of an old gasket mount. It's real pliable. But just a few. He was out there.
Oh, my slag.
And then this cool little piece of. I think it's some ornate piece, but he doesn't. He thinks it's slag.
I think it's slag. He thinks it's ornate piece. I don't know if you can see it with the sun.
I can see, yeah, you can see a little bit.
It's not magnetic. It's really hard. It rings high on the metal detector. It's not silver. I tested it, and it's not soft enough to be silver. And it's got some weight to it.
Pretty. It's got weight, and it's pretty. It's not pewter.
We can't figure out what kind of metal
it is.
Not
really sure what it is. We're good at telling you what it isn't, but we're not good at telling you what it is. But he did great, man. I'm proud of you, boy. Thanks. That's the first time. You gotta get your face in there. That's the first video he's done where he actually wanted to. So, but we're gonna start doing a lot of metal detecting. Like I said, he was out there. What would you say? 20 minutes? 20 or 30 minutes?
Yeah. It felt like a lot longer than that.
That is hot. But he was excited to use that. And he did that. You know, that's right on the Crick Bottom, man, on the outskirts of the Crick Bottom. And we have found, you know, a lot of native artifacts, Native American artifacts on here. All kinds of. We find all kinds of stuff on here. So, Lord only knows what we might find, but. We're going to mess around here, and then we're also going to go up by some old pioneer cabins and do some metal detecting stuff. He's got me itching to do it now, so. Good job, boy. Remember to keep your eye on the skyline and your nose to the wind. And if you're out there treasure hunting, hope you find some color in the bottom of your pan. See ya!
See ya!